beautiful bill is about to become the biggest heist in U.S. history, and you're the target. Most of the tax cut, that $3 won't even cover what this bill takes away. 22 million Americans will see their healthcare premiums skyrocket by 75% when they lose tax credits. Everyone else, insurance companies can now charge you $450 more than 0.8 million Americans, mostly kids. To fix this disaster, we'd all pay $4 to $535 billion cut. $209 billion slashed from SNAP means higher food costs for struggling families. Our farmers and ranchers will lose up to $30 billion when these families can't afford groceries. Eliminating clean energy credits could make your utility bills jump by around 7%, and up to 330,000 American jobs will vanish. Paying for college will be harder because the bill cuts $300 billion in student aid, and for many borrowers, doubles or triples their monthly payment. 426,000 students will lose access to federal loans with consumer protections. With all these cuts, surely we're reducing the deficit, right? Wrong. This bill adds $3.4 trillion to our debt, driving up interest rates on all types of loans. The poorest 20% of Americans, their taxes actually go up. This isn't a budget, it's robbery. 80 million Americans will suffer so billionaires can buy a bigger yacht. Don't let them get away with it. Tell your senators to stop this big, ugly bill.
So what do I tell 663,000 people in 2 years or 3 years when President Trump breaks his promise by pushing them off of Medicaid? Now Republicans are about to make a mistake on health care and betraying a promise. It is inescapable that this bill in its current form will betray the very promise that Donald J. Trump made. You supporting the Senate mark will hurt people who are eligible and qualified for Medicaid. I will be withholding my vote. Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, all true. Everything he said is true. Before you give him a Profile and Courage Award, this is the guy who saved Pete Hegseth. But my point is this. He saved Pete Hegseth, but he can't push himself to support this bill. Think about that for a second. He's not even the only one. Because even Republican senators who are likely to support this bill can't deny just how much it screws over working people. Just listen to Republican Senator Josh Hawley, who says he is likely to support the bill. And remember that as you listen to what he had to say.
We can't be cutting health care for working people and for poor people in order to constantly give special tax treatment to corporations and other entities.
I mean, we shouldn't be. But again, that is from a Republican senator who says he will support the bill. Well, you just heard about cutting health care for working people to fund tax breaks for corporations was from a Republican yes vote. Democratic Senator Brian Schatz summed up that moment I just played kind of perfectly when he said, I think what makes this video so compelling is that he's very convincing, but he couldn't convince himself. There you have it. And again, the reason people like Josh Hawley sound so exasperated right now is simple. Trump is forcing them to screw over their own voters. I mean, they're making their own choices, but this is Trump's bill. And for the record, in Hawley's home state of Missouri, tens of thousands of people, if not more, would lose health care as a result of this bill. He and the overwhelming majority of Republicans, though, have made the calculation that supporting Trump is apparently more important than supporting the people they represent.
Hey, y'all, I just want to let you know that this big billionaire looting bill, this BBL mess that is winding its way through the United States Senate is a total scam. They're about to cut everything that helps the poor, old people, Medicaid, food stamps, Meals on Wheels, Head Start, school lunches for kids. You name it, all of that is getting gutted. Farm subsidies, they're going to let rural hospitals close. Also, they can give Donald Trump, Jeff Bezos from Amazon, Mark Zuckerberg, and all the other billionaires, including Donald Trump, a permanent tax cut. Y'all ain't getting nothing. No tax on tips. That is not happening. They're going to cut farm subsidies, everything that helps regular people. Forget y'all rents going down. They're going up. And in addition to that, they're going to pump up the money for the military to build new ships that are probably going to be named after Confederate generals, because you know that. And also ramp up private prisons and more ICE agents to kidnap brown people. Y'all got played. And please don't be stupid. I see a lot of people on social media claiming that the only people who are going to get their Medicaid cut are undocumented immigrants, quote unquote, illegals. Bullshit. That's not true. People who are undocumented cannot get Medicaid because you have to fill out forms that would get you busted if you were an undocumented immigrant. The people who are getting their Medicaid cut are your neighbors and maybe you, because some of y'all are on Obamacare and don't realize that's Medicaid. They call it different things in different states, but it's Medicaid. If you're on Obamacare and you got your health care through an exchange, you're on Obamacare. They're getting your health care, not some undocumented immigrants. Y'all are getting lied to. Stop believing the bullshit.
Thanks very much for joining me. Let me be very clear. Trump's so-called big, beautiful bill, now on the floor of the Senate, is one of the most dangerous pieces of legislation ever brought forth in the modern history of our country. It is a gift to the billionaire class while causing massive pain for working families. Actually, I'm wrong. I shouldn't use the word gift because the billionaires paid for it. This bill is an absolute reflection of a corrupt campaign finance system. The billionaires invest hundreds of millions of dollars in candidates and in elections, and in this bill, this piece of legislation, their investment is paying off. So, what are they getting? Well, the top 1% is receiving $975 billion in tax breaks. Further, and this is really quite unbelievable, the wealthiest $211 billion for the top 0.2%. In that provision, 99.8% of Americans get zero. I don't have to tell anybody that this is an extremely difficult moment in American history. Trump and the oligarchs have unlimited wealth. They have a great deal of power and they want more. But there is something that we have. And we saw that just last week in the recent mayoral primary in New York City. So what you had is one candidate supported by all of the big money interest, all of the oligarchs, but you had the other candidate who was supported by ordinary people. And guess who won? The guy, Mr. Mamdani, who was supported by rank and file New Yorkers, won the election. So I think what we can learn from that is that if we stand together and not let Trump and his friends divide us up based on our religion or where we were born or our sexual orientation or the color of our skin, if we stand together, we can beat the oligarchs. And let me tell you, in this moment in history, that is exactly what we've got to do. Thanks very much.
This place feels to me today like a crime scene. Get some of that yellow tape and put it around this chamber. This piece of legislation is corrupt. This piece of legislation is crooked. This piece of legislation is a rotten racket. This bill cooked up in back rooms, dropped at midnight, cloaked in fake numbers, with huge handouts to big Republican donors. It loots our country for some of the least deserving people you could imagine. When I first got here, this chamber filled me with awe and wonderment. Today, I feel disgust.
Room just a few moments ago, our friends across the aisle used the word garbage to refer to our fight to protect your Social Security. I am so sorry, but seniors, veterans, children whose parents have died, kids on school lunches are not garbage. The American people are asking us to fight for them, and the fight for their rights, for the funding that keeps them alive. The fight to help the people of this country is not garbage. I think that, we're sitting here and the debate has taken this bizarre turn where it's being put forward that somehow we don't care about fiscal responsibility. I'm sorry, that's just baloney, okay? Like, we are all about making the government more efficient. We are all about addressing the needs of the American people. This amendment is about defending the existing programs that keep Americans alive, and neither them or those programs or the federal workers who provide those programs are garbage. These are the American people. These are who we work for. We don't work for Donald Trump. We don't work for the billionaires. And the entire argument that's being put forward here today, that cutting a few little pieces here and there and decimating the federal workforce and these programs is somehow going to save the deficit, is literally a bold-faced lie. The CBO has scored your reconciliation bill. The CBO says it is going to raise the debt by $5 trillion. So if you're going to sit here and say it's not going to raise the debt, you're just lying. That is factually untrue. So if you want to play the CBO score game, let's talk about what this bill actually does. It's going to raise the debt by $5 trillion. It's going to increase deficit spending by $37 trillion over the next 30 years. And it's going to give your billionaire donors and all those guys out there that you're trying to help, including these guys serving in the cabinet, the largest tax break in American history. And how are you going to do it? By balancing the books on federal workers and the elders and seniors and children of this country. And that's why we're fighting. And it's not garbage. And the fight is not garbage. And we are here to defend the people who we work for, not the billionaires.
This billionaire's beneficiary bill is passed. Not only will it have an instant devastating impact on the healthcare availability to millions of Americans, it will also give the felon unprecedented power. He will be able to delay or cancel any election, ignore Supreme Court rule, arrest and jail those who protest against this administration. This bill not only breaks numerous constitutional laws in place, it rewrites our Constitution and the laws it once upheld.
It's time for the trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well, yeah, it's the trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure.
Trucker John.
All right, good morning, everybody. Let's see here. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Test. Testing 1, 2, 3. Let's see. All right, I can hear it. So, are you guys feeling like garbage? I'm feeling a little bit like garbage. I'm beginning to think that the Republicans, especially in Congress, don't really think of me as much more than garbage. Now, the only problem with that is if enough of their constituents are also feeling like that, then why would you vote for them? Provided that we have elections in 2026. They're almost acting like they don't think there's going to be elections. Isn't that weird? So I don't know. because anyone who would vote for these Republicans after the way they're treating us, then you should have your head examined, probably, maybe. Anyhow, good morning. Thanks for being. It's 1:01 and it's not even noon yet. And it looks overcast. That's the thing. I'm looking at my window. I have not stepped outside yet, but it looks, if you look at it, it looks like a overcast, like it'd be a cool day, but it's already 101. But the good news is, I think tomorrow we're supposed to drop down to our daytime high of 97 or something like that. So it's always nice to have a day under triple digits, at least in my opinion. But then it's going to go back up again. So anyhow, thanks for being here. We got 26 watching, 23 thumbs up. So we are presently at a deficit, a thumbs up deficit. So let's rectify that. Let's get those thumbs ups going. I see Sandy Foltz was first in the old driver's lounge. Hello, Sandy. Good to see you. Aaron West is here. Hello, Aaron. AM, not to be confused with PM. AM is here. Thank you, AM. It looks like we got our names back. By the way, we've got our regular screen names back. So that's nice. Thank you, YouTube, for finally fixing that. Aaron, welcome to my birthday month. Oh, happy birthday month, Aaron. Yeah, AM says, I just noticed my AM is back. Yeah, I kind of just noticed that too. Josh is here. Hey, loungers. Hey, Josh. What, are you kidding me? You get the whole month? What, are you kidding me? Yeah, the names look like they're back to normal. So that's cool. Everyone wants to know exactly when Aaron's birthday is. Jolie's here. Hey, Jolie. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming on in. So we are at full mod capacity with Aaron and Jolie. Tizzy Tisdale. Hey, Tizzy Tisdale. Hey to you. Tizzy Tisdale. I don't think I've seen that screen name before. That's a new one. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming on in. Brooklyn says, I went to the eye doctor. I'm dilated. Okay, well, don't try to drive or anything. Did I skip John Glad? Because someone said hi to John Glad. Oh, there's John Glad. I skipped right over you. Didn't mean to skip over you, John. Hello, John. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. As per usual. Josh says, Brooklyn, at least it wasn't the butt doctor. And you're like, okay. All right. Do we have to always go there? Do we have to always go there? Search for You is here. Says, this is all nuts. It's crazy. It's if only people had shown up and voted. This is what we get now. This is what we get. I know. We always talk about cheating and votes not being counted and people taking off of voting rolls and stuff like that. But I still think people should have showed up. I think more people should have shown up instead of just sitting on their asses, sitting this one out, and this is what we get. This is what we get. Yeah, Brooklyn says, kisses to Bernie. Yeah, Bernie was on the video. And he's right. We got to stand together. We got to stick together. Fight these oligarchs. Brooklyn SJU says, can you just transport me to 1975 and 1980 in college and Poor Richard's Pub? Just escape these times we're in now. Hey, Rob Perez is here from down San Diego way. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Robert says, hello, John. I'm feeling really shitty right now, but I'm struggling to keep my smile on my face for him. Good grief, Charlie Brown. Well, try your best, man. I wasn't feeling so hot today either, but So hopefully these things are just temporary, and we'll all get better. In all things, whether it's our physical thing, everything in that I'm supposed to turn in. I believe that the place I'm going to turned in everything they needed to turn in, and I think everything is just going through what the caseworker says, pending approval. So fingers crossed. I don't know. I'm nervous about it. I didn't think it would be this hard of a thing to get approval for that. So fingers crossed. Keep our fingers crossed on that. Hopefully I'll hear something today, or I would like, hopefully today. I hope one way or the other. Let's just get it over with. But I hope it goes through. Search for You says my neighborhood will fall apart. I'm really sad. This is going to be pretty devastating. All these cuts to Medicare and Medicaid and SNAP. I mean, all the things that it's on the things. All these things, man. Just so that billionaires could pay less taxes. It makes no sense to me. They're just greedy motherfuckers. Even if the taxes, even if this didn't pass, I mean, they would still be billionaires, even with being taxed. That's the thing. They're still richer than you could ever imagine being. I wish there's something I could do about that. I got a weak network connection, that says, and so we just have to, just like our present condition in Washington, we just got to bear through it and try to get through it. AM says, I'm really, I hope all is well with you, Robert. Yeah, me too. I hope you're going to be okay. Robert Perez says, hi, everyone. My 2-year-old wants to play, and I'm struggling to keep up a smile. Do it for put on a brave face for your grandson there. Just do your best. AM says, I feel for the farmers because they will lose their land, forget the crops. People are going to lose so much. And I just hope they know that this is Trump. This isn't Biden. Trump's going to try to always blame Biden no matter what. This is not Biden. This is Trump. This is all Trump and all the Republicans. And I hope it all comes back to bite him right in the big ass when the time comes. Brooklyn SJU, let's get TJ to 7 million. Yes, please. Let's get us to 7 million subscribers. There's really like, subscribe, and share. Yeah, we got 37 watch and 28 thumbs ups. We still are operating at a thumbs up deficit. How could that be? Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Hello, Search for You. David in Granbury, Texas. We got all our names back. So it's funny. Just I'm seeing the names, and now I'm trying to remember the old name and then the new name. Josh says the audio is tinny. Let's see here. Let me see if I can hear myself. Josh says the audio is tinny. Well, the way I'm hearing it is the way it normally is. I am operating on the internet's smallest microphone. It is what it is. I'm trying to do the best I can with what I got. Hey, there's Rhonda Burhow. I agree with you. Vote blue. Hey, Rhonda, good to see you. Another new name. I'm not sure. A lot of people have different, more than one account. I'm not sure if maybe I do know you, and I just don't know that I know you. But thanks for being here nevertheless. Always good to see new folks in here, new names. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Brooklyn SJU. Hi, David. I forgot your other name. David in Grand Prairie, Texas. Yeah. Yeah, welcome. Jolie says, welcome, Rhonda Burhow. Welcome. Absolutely. Good to see you in here. AM, you were freezing and then buffering. Okay. Thanks for the feedback. If it gets to be too much, we might have to stop the show, I guess. But Robert Perez says, I just smoked some weed before I went to donate my plasma and then came back to the car to find out that Americans are going to literally die soon, all because of Trump. He is the Antichrist. Johnny. People, yeah, that's horrible. People are going to die. People are going to lose their health care. Donald Trump, at this point, when you count COVID, his COVID response, and you count all the other fucking horse shit that he's done, and now this thing that he's responsible for, he's going to have, as much blood on his hands as freaking Hitler almost, Left-handed Jedi, afternoon Padawans. Hello, Left-handed Jedi. Good to see you back again. Thanks for coming on back. Brooklyn SJU says, I went to the ophthalmologist, then the liquor store. I'm dilated and working on getting drunk, baby. Well, there you go. I think that's a sentiment a lot of us have. I might open the old cognac pretty soon. I don't know. No, I'm not, because I got to drive tonight. So, Search for You says, drink one for me, Brooklyn. Hey, they're left-handed Jedi sent Trucker John sent 5 Trucker John memberships. Thank you, left-handed Jedi. Yippee! Should I do 5 of them? Yippee! 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 I think that was 5. Thank you, there, left-handed Jedi. I do appreciate you so much. That helps grow the show. Helps us get more people in here. And I like to read off who got them. Search for You got one. I like that. That's good. John Deff got one. All right, John Deff. David Windler got one. Molly O was a lucky recipient. And Krista. Those are all names that I recognize. So that's great that they've got some memberships, and maybe come on in and hang out and talk, and we can commiserate over what's going on in Washington. Now, the Senate passed the bill. It's going to go back to the House. That's our last hope, because so it hasn't been officially made into a law yet. So our final last hope is that somehow it doesn't pass the House. Everything I'm hearing, though, it's like it's a slam dunk, or it's a done deal. It's going to go to the House. Mike Johnson's going to get it passed. They wanted to have it passed and signed, I guess, on Trump's desk by 4th of July, or on 4th of July, or some shit like that. Now, according to Hal Sparks is pretty confident that they're not going to pass it. But Hal Sparks has been wrong, and all we have to do is go back to 2024 election when he was wrong and I was wrong, and a lot of us were wrong. I didn't think that Trump was going to win. I really didn't. I really thought Kamala Harris was going to win. So my point is, though, Hal's been wrong before, maybe. So I don't know, but we'll see how this goes. If there's any holdouts or any people that cross, their party line. In other words, if we can get some Republicans and make sure there's no Democrats to vote for this goddamn thing. So we'll just have to see how it plays out, and keep our fingers crossed that it won't pass in the House now. Josh says, David, I have a little bony white butt. Okay. All right. What's with the butt talk? What's with all this butt talk? Let's see. I'm just sort of skipping down a little bit here. Kimchi's here. Hey, Kimchi, good to see you. Kimchi says, no sexy talk and chat without the goddess. Hi, beautiful Aaron and gorgeous Jolie and Chuck. Hey, Kimchi, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming on into the driver's lounge and hanging out. Left-handed Jedi, glad to help you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Left-handed Jedi, they are already paying less than the middle class at these billionaires. Hey, I've always said the more you make, the more you should pay. But these billionaires, their philosophy is they should just pay nothing, and everything should be on the burden, basically, of the middle class and the working class people. But they think they're the job creators. We are the job creators. We, the consumers, are the job creators. If we don't consume, then shit doesn't get bought and sold. And that's how you create jobs, at least traditionally. Now with all this AI and automation, I don't know. But, things will be changing, I guess. Kimchi, cruelty is their soft porn, violence is their hard porn. And that's what it's all about. It's cruelty is the point. All this stuff with the ICE raids and sending 4-year-old, cancer patients, deporting them. The point is to be cruel and to put fear into us. That's the whole point. Take away our hope. Hey, William's here. Hello, Trucker John and everyone else. I see William. There's William. William's got his name back. Everyone's got their names back. I don't know what that was. Must have been a YouTube issue. Kimchi says, hugs, David. Give me time to get over my breakup with TJ before you ship me. What's going on here? What? Wait, we broke up? This is how I learned of it? Sandy Folds, it sounds like you have a cold. Yeah, I think I have a little cold. Definitely. I woke up runny nose and the whole thing, blowing the nose and sneezing and blowing the nose, and lots of blowing of the nose. Marsha's here. Hey, Marsha, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Always good to see Marsha checking in. Hope everything's going well with you, Marsha. David, Grand Prairie, Texas. TJ, heart bite 'em bigly, laughing out loud. Okie dokie. Okay then. Josh says, one of these days I'll get my wife and kid to join the chat. Yes, make sure they subscribe. Let's get to 6 million subscribers, okay? Left-handed Jedi says, what breaks my heart is that insurance company execs and more lives than any serial unalivers. The health insurance industry is probably the most corrupt thing going, right? They want you to pay and pay and pay those premiums, but then you try to, collect on it. Then they want to look under every little thing and try to deny, and that's the whole Luigi thing. That was his deal, right? Not condoning what he did. I have to put that in there. That's why we need universal single payer, whatever whatever we want to call it, Medicare for all, whatever. We need to take this corrupt healthcare industry out of the overall picture. I mean, if they want to be around to offer like Cadillac plans to rich people, that's fine. But for the rest of us, we need just good, solid care, without costing us an arm and a leg, and without the threat of it being taken away from us when we use it, when we need it. You're saying you're getting an echo, David in Grand Prairie, Texas? Let me see. I don't hear an echo. Test, 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 test. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Why am I not talking? I guess I was reading. I'm really behind. You're saying you're getting an echo, David? I mean, it's barely an echo. I mean, that's just too picky. You're just too picky. This is not a professional studio, okay? We're lucky to get what we got here. Kimchi, share the show. Yes, share the show. Don't be stingy. You guys can share. Share it out. Brooklyn says, everyone thinks the drug companies are evil, but the insurance companies are the real evil. Yeah, I agree, Brooklyn. Absolutely. It's the insurance companies. They're the evildoers. Drug companies now, I mean, they might not be completely, innocent little angels. I mean, I think they've negotiated and they've used their clout to, I think, well, maybe that was the insurance companies, as far as not allowing the government to negotiate drug prices, stuff like that. But yeah, I agree. When we talk about big pharma, I think it's actually big health insurance that's the real culprit in a lot of this stuff. Josh says they're in bed together, which that may be true to some extent. Robert Perez says politicians sold their soul to the devil, literally. Brooklyn, I'm getting you just fine. No echo, Brooklyn. Maybe it might be David's setup. Kimchi, Republicans are evil. Prove me wrong. Sandy Fold says, I was at the foot doctor. I had got my toenail. Something about your toenail. Probably had an ingrown nail or something, right? And had to go fix it up. Brooklyn, Josh, you got me. Oh, something talking. You got me out. You got me. I don't know. Something about bed together. So I don't know. David says sound got better, less tinny. My earwax moved. Might I suggest a Q-tip? I know everyone's gonna go. Don't put Q-tips in your ears. Kimchi, he didn't win. You know this. Am I that far behind in the chat? Because I was talking about that like 20 minutes ago. I must be 20 minutes behind. Where's Nick Rich? I don't know this, Kimchi. Give me some hard evidence. I know we talk about all that stuff that we talk about. As soon as I get some hard proof, hard evidence, then I will say it. But we don't know. And even if there was cheating, I'm saying that if as many people had showed up in 2020 as they did in 2024, I don't believe that we would be in the mess we are in right now, regardless of the cheating, if there was any, and there probably was. But I think the overwhelming numbers would have overwhelmed their cheating. But who knows? I could be wrong. Let's see. Kimchi says gay butt stuff. Oh yeah, we need the Hal Sparks song on there. AM says the 2024 election was devastating and how quickly they called it. It's as though it was planned. Dave in Grand Prairie, Texas says truck stop shower chat podcast do the talk butt free. All right. Stephanie B2's here. Hey, Stephanie, good to see you. Hello, Boston. Brian's having problems, so I'm here. Oh, good. Tell everyone there. Tell everyone over there. If Brian's having problems, come on over here. We have tinny microphones and some occasional buffering. So in comparison, it might be a lot better. I don't know. Marsha with a $2 super for TJ's goal. Thank you, Marsha. Yippee! See, I'm just now getting to it. Thank you so much, Marsha. I do appreciate you so much. That helps helps us. Maybe someday we won't have such a tinny microphone. And maybe not as much buffering. If we can keep the show going here. Started to be 2, I'd rather be here. Thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate you being here. Nothing against Brian. Nothing against anybody else. But because I know you guys have lots of choices of who you can watch, what you can watch, and what you can do. So if you're going to come here and spend some time with me, I appreciate it. Absolutely. I absolutely 100% appreciate it. Josh says, laughing out loud, Brooklyn the other day at my kid's graduation party. Apparently, my wife's coworker said I clean up real nice. 72, Boss Brian, my speech to text is not like his name. Non-useful's here. Hey, non-useful, I haven't seen you in a while, I don't think. Thanks for being here. Non-useful 2, I guess. Was it always 2, or did you just add the 2? Anyhow, RFK Jr. Fires the entire CDC Vaccine Advisory Board. Herd immunity is the way to go on all viruses. I guess that's the way we're going to have to go. It's so despicable. It's so disgusting. RFK Jr., they're just horrible. We were talking about how many deaths, Trump's going to be responsible for. Just add this to the list. If we don't vaccinate, how many more hundreds of thousands or millions maybe of people are going to die now because of this? So we can put that on our RFK Jr. And it all goes back to Trump, though, too. Dave in Grand Prairie, Texas. TJ can still learn from chat. Break up, laughing out loud, ouch. Yeah, apparently. Well, I didn't know we were together in the first place, but now apparently we're broken up. So me and Kimchi. Brooklyn SJU, hot-blooded. Check it and see. Oh, I got a fever of 103. Oh, we're doing some foreigner there. Kimchi says hugs non-useful. Ugg can't take more bad news. I know. It just keeps coming at us. Bad news after bad news. I know. It's tough. These are tough times, man. And this is just starting. This is just a start. Kimchi says, gonna rain. Let me feed the crows a bit earlier. Be right back. Why are you feeding crows? Sandy Folds, $1.99 super sticker. Thank you, Sandy. Yippee to Sandy. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Brooklyn, any more furniture flying from above? Not recently. Nothing out there today. No. Josh, are you serious? Non-useful? Well, I think he is. I think I heard that, Josh. I mean, I think I did hear that in the news or on a clip or something. A little public service announcement. Sandy says it's not good to smoke pot before you do plasma. Before you go to plasma. So just remember that. Search for you, me. Brooklyn, I feel food. I have to go floss. Uh-oh. Yeah, floss. Get that stuff worked out of there. David Grand Prairie Terrace, 150. Somebody mentioned the tiny mic. That would be me, I believe. Brooklyn says that's why Luigi's being treated as a hero. Yep. Marsha with a another $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Yippee to Marsha. Yippee. Says one more for the goal. Got to go. No helper today. All right, Marsha. Will you take care? I don't know. I'm behind in the chat, so unfortunately you might be gone already by the time I thank you. But just know somehow through our brain waves that I'm thanking you for that, and hope you have a good day, even without your helper. I know that makes it tough for you. Brooklyn, I had a Cadillac. I did too, and I wish I would have kept it, because then I would have a car right now. Josh's problem with pharma is because I was talking about, that's how far back I am in the chat. I was talking about Cadillac insurance. I meant like Cadillac plan, like a big expensive health plan if they want to sell that. Because I was talking about, health insurance companies, we really don't need them. We should just have Medicare for all and stuff like that. And if health insurance companies still want to be in business, and they could just cater to really rich people or something. That was my point. Josh's problem with pharma is once they get the patent, they quit researching something better. Non-useful 2, not to be confused with non-useful 1, says they made sure to blame the next administration, which will probably be Democratic, because the bill doesn't become retroactive until 2027. The next administration won't take office until 2029, though. Non-useful 2 says just before the general presidential election, why else make it retroactive until 2027? I don't know, non-useful. Caleb Guillory's here. Hey, Caleb, good to see you. It says we're screwed. Hi, y'all. Hi, Caleb Guillory. Yeah, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. I'll grant you that. Josh says 2:52. So I'm about 8 minutes behind now, apparently. Wait, Eastern time? Oh yeah, I guess that'd be 2:52. Yeah. Oh, it says 72 says Nick is over there at Boston Bryant. Oh, that's right. He's a traitor. I'm just kidding. I know it's tough when two shows that you like are on at the same time. Mad Mac, Slava Ukraini. Hey, Mad Mac. Thanks for being here. Absolutely, Slava Ukraini, all the way. John Glad's here says some earlier privatize the gains and socialize the losses. Absolutely, that's what they're all about. Those greedy rich bastards. If it's positive, something for them, if it's positive, they want it all. They don't want to pay any taxes on it. They don't want to do anything. But if they have losses, then yeah, let's put that onto the government, onto the taxpayers, onto the middle class and the working class. Hey, Michael Ganders, good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. Says Kulo caught the show live. Yeah, we are live. We're doing it live. Brooklyn SJU says, even my doctors have lousy insurance. For a doctor to be afraid of the cost of an MRI for themselves is shameful. Here we are, supposedly, the richest country in the world, all these high standards, supposedly, and we have shitty fucking healthcare, even for our own doctors. Walter Bukarovich says, hi, Trucker John. Just wanted to say happy Canada Day to all my hockey friends to the north. Also, new Star Trek fan film 2 days old called Broken Glass. Not too bad. Oh, a Star Trek fan film. Oh, okay. Non-Useful 2 says, remember, folks, these tax cuts are permanent. I don't think anything's permanent. If we can, or if Roe v. Wade can be overturned, I mean, I don't think anything is permanent. If we get the votes, if you can get the votes, That's the thing. I think things can be overturned, but it takes the votes, and that's why we got to vote, and we got to stop voting for Republicans, and we got to get Democrats in overwhelming numbers so we can overturn these things. AM says Home Depot is facing a nationwide boycott by their union because they removed DEI. I didn't even know Home Depot had a union, to tell the truth. I thought they were non-union. So I just learned something new, I guess. Brooklyn says 2:55, so yeah, I'm about 9 minutes behind now. Mad Max says, damn, Elmo and his boys totally effed up my Social Security. Been screwing with it all damn morning. Uh-oh. That's not good. That's not good. Search for You says, I guess the orange one is touring the concentration camp. Where's that at? Search for You. I haven't seen that. Michael McAndrews, I'm watching Boston Brian and Tara. Yeah, see, all these shows are on, so I do appreciate whatever time you guys can spend with me. I appreciate it. Josh says, TJ, any update on the apartment? Well, as I was talking earlier, still waiting to hear. I'm still waiting to hear. I'm hoping for the best. Keep my fingers crossed. I'm a bit nervous about it. It's pending approval, like apparently. Brooklyn SJU, my heart belongs to TJ. Thank you, Brooklyn. I appreciate you. Floyd Price is here. Hey, Floyd, good to see you. Thanks for joining us here in the Old Drivers Lounge. I do appreciate you. Medmet cannot sign into it. No email of this name found. I did skip some stuff. I'm not really sure what that was about. Caleb Guillory, herd immunity eliminates 85% of a population. Maybe that's part of their plan. You know, Hal always talks about, Hal Sparks. He always talks about how these the oligarchs that are running the administration basically are all of the mind that there's a lot of useless eaters or feeders or whatever the fuck it is, and they would love to probably call the herd or whatever. Robert Perez says, hey Johnny, what do you think about Aaron Rodgers starting for the Steelers? Should he hang it up or keep playing? I personally hope he gets crushed like a can of shit. He's going to play one more season and probably retire, I guess. So maybe he's going to, I don't really care. I'm not a Steelers fan. I'm not an Aaron Rodgers fan. So, I don't care one way or the other. There's Floyd Price. Hello, Floyd. Damon Dog, the big dog's here. Just checking in during the Boston Brian restart. Happy July, y'all. Click like number 36. Thank you so much. We're up to 46 thumbs ups. Let's keep those thumbs up coming. And thanks for being here, Damon Dog. Yes, it's July 1st. Did I mention that? Today is the first day of July already. June just flew by, man. These months are flying by. Friday's 4th of July. I hope everyone goes out and has a good, happy 4th of July as best as we can. Some people are saying not to do it, not to celebrate. But you know what? I say let's celebrate. Don't give them what they want. They want us to be defeated and down and gloomy. Let's fucking celebrate. And let's remind these maggots what patriotism really is and what freedom really is, and how this country is really built on the Constitution, and not a bunch of billionaires who want to have everything go their way. That the Constitution and democracy is for all of us. not just the fucking uber rich. Roxanne Epstein's here. What's up, TJ and Truckers? Hey, Roxanne, good to see you. Thanks for joining us today. I do appreciate you coming in. As always, as per always. I'm just sort of skipping down a little bit. Says Roxanne. Roxanne Epstein says, so glad the handles are back to normal. Thanks for keeping me positive about the handle thing, TJ. You said it's happened before, and YouTube always fixes it. Well, I don't know if I said that this exact thing has happened before, but I know they've had issues before of certain things, and they usually correct it. Yeah. Hey, there's Peter Chancel. Peter Chancel. Hey, Peter, good to see you. Thanks for coming on into the driver's lounge. Says Kristi Noem threatened GOP senators with ICE killing their pets. That's not even funny. I laughed, but it's not even funny. But yeah, sometimes you gotta laugh, or else you'd be crying. All right, I'd be crying. Damon Dogg's there. David Ripper-Terrace. New Star Trek film. Hold on, be right back. I gotta go see that. Well, I guess it was a fan film he was talking about. Brooklyn. I should use shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop. Shimmy, shimmy, pop. I'm shimmying. Sandy Phil's got her toenails trimmed. Okay, nice. David Doc 489 super chat. Yippee! And I'm saying yippee right back at you. Thank you, Damon Dog. I do appreciate you. We're 3/5 of the way there to the goal. Thanks for doing that. Keeping the lights on here at the old Trucker John live stream. Kimchi says something and lightning crashes and new mother dies. Oh, now we're doing. Are we all doing song lyrics? That was from live, right? Search for You says, can we make it 3.5 years, Lordy? Lordy. I know, man. I know. I think we could make it, but it's going to be. This might be the toughest 4.5 or 3.5 years, collectively as a country since the Civil War. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, we've gone through some stuff, world wars and 9/11, but this is like a different thing where it's just bubbling under, and it's just sort of this daily grind, that kind of wears you down. It's like a whole different. It's not like maybe the shock of a 9/11 or the the devastation of a civil war or things like that, but it is kind of its own unique thing what we're going through now. So it really isn't comparable to those things, but could be in its own way just as bad, even though it's different. It's a different type of a thing. Maybe because it has the potential to be those things, though, Roxanne Epstein says, Brooklyn SJ, you damn hun, I'm gummied up and vaping, trying to calm myself so we can strategize and resist. Lots of self-medication probably going on in one form or another by Americans, I'm sure, today. Kim Chi says, yes, Dave, and good to see them in September at Ocean's Calling Fest in Ocean City. Who are you going to see? You going to see live? Is that what you're going to see? Oh, I love live. Throwing Copper, yeah. Peter Chancel says, with the big beautiful shill soon red states MAGA will be eating the dogs and eating the cats. Yeah. Most of the people that's going to get hurt, or a lot of them, are going to be the maggots. They will feel it the most, probably, in those red states. Josh says there's 3 shows I like in the same time slot, but TJ is more relaxing and better chat people. Thank you, Josh. Trying to keep it, I try to keep my cool. Every now and then I lose my cool. I do lose my cool. As far as like not being so relaxed, and I regret that. I regret those times. I try to keep us relaxed, and sometimes even I blow it. Like when people talk about butts all the time. No, I'm just kidding. Kimchi, my summer is having a theme, and I embrace the music. Embrace the music. Embrace the music. Yeah, I'm making up a song kind of as I'm going. Brooklyn SJU is applying press-on nails. Are they Lee? Are they Lee's press-on nails? Damon Dog, the only constant is change. Mad Max says that a person uploaded 800 plus pages of the Big Ugly Bill to ChatGPT and asked what its thoughts were. Unbelievable comments were all telling how negative and bad the bill is. For normal people. Continued on. So even AI knows that it's bad. Kimchi says it reminds me of going to Virginia Beach for free concerts every year, even when Eric was really sick. Oh. Hey, there's Paul Sharkey Mannion from across the pond. Hello, Paul. Good to see you. Says, howdy, TJ and truckers. His big bullshit bill has passed, albeit watered down, a total disaster for millions of American people. Well, it passed the Senate. It still has to go back to the House and pass the House. And as far as I know, unless something happened since the show started, I don't believe it has passed there yet. But so we'll see. We'll see if there's anything there that can be done, if they can get some Republicans to not vote for it. I mean, I wouldn't hold my breath or whatever, or get my hopes up too much on that. But we'll see. Because they want to have it done by Friday, which is 4th of July, right? Oh, wait a minute. Non-music says correction. Bill doesn't take effect until 2032. Well, that's weird. That's a long way off. I mean, it really isn't, is it? I mean, that's 7 years from now. Well, maybe that gives us time to override the thing or whatever, overturn it. I don't think that's true, though, non-use on all things. I think there are things that will be taking effect. Maybe the tax part of it, but a lot of that stuff that's in there, I think, is going to go into effect a lot sooner than that. Sandy Folds, TJ, your couch and table looks real nice. Thank you, Sandy. I know we don't see it today, but on yesterday's Members Only Monday show, we saw it, and I think they do look nice, and hopefully I'll have another apartment to take them to pretty soon. Oh yeah, Peter Chancel says Alligator Alcatraz, paid for by FEMA, I guess. The GOP was right. FEMA, $90 million of funds to feed ICE was going to put people into camps. I don't know about that, but I did read something about how ICE, I think they had something like a $30 billion budget, and it was being increased to something like $300 billion or something like that. Some crazy fucking number. Josh, isn't there no kings on the 4th? I believe there is, Josh. I believe there are some no kings. So you can go to the no kings march, and then you can also go and watch fireworks and celebrate 4th of July. You can do both. Make it all one big celebration. A celebration of resistance and a celebration of resistance then in 1776 and resistance now. Just bring it around full circle. Search for You says my grandson's birthday is July 3rd. I'm going to celebrate his first birthday. Oh, that's so sweet. Search for You. Congratulations on that. That's a great time for you and your family. I hope you guys have a great birthday for him. And that's cute. 1-year-old first birthday. It's that's a good one. Have a good time with your family. Paul Sharkey Mannion says, David Dog, not much better over here. The Labor government has just voted to change the rules for disabled people. A disgrace. Yeah, we have this wave of this fucking, I don't know, authoritarianism going around, Yeah, David Dog, now I have I Alone playing in my head. Me too, David Dog. I do too. Whenever we start talking about live, and then also it reminds me of like Trump saying "I alone can fix it," and then I always think of "I Alone" from live, and it just sort of plays just that one little, the title lyric there plays in my head over and over again. Olga Martinez is here. Hey, Olga, good to see you. Thanks for jumping on in. Olga says they plan to crash the bond, force various cryptocurrencies to replace the dollar. They, the billionaires tied into 47 slush fund, Crypto Boys Fraud Club. Plenty of corruption going on here. Absolutely. And Kimchi says, now I do too. Yeah, and so now at least 3 of us, probably more of us now, if anyone's familiar with the group Live, and their song "I Alone." Now a lot of us probably have that song in our head now. So, thank you, Damon. Michael McAndrew says, when do we start putting up the white only signs again? Yeah, I'm surprised they're not already going up. I see these videos that get, they're posted about these angry white dudes that are so angry if they see someone, a brown person, a brown skinned person, and just thinking they have, the right to just get into someone's face and just start yelling. Like, it's just, they are very emboldened. All these racist people are very, very emboldened right now, and that really makes us for dangerous times. This happened in Trump's first term, and it's even worse this time, the second time around. It's worse now. It's going to get worse as far as emboldening these racists to just feel they have, complete freedom and license to just get into people's faces and threaten violence, and eventually it'll be more than just a threat. So it is scary shit, man. So I'm just skipping down a little bit, trying to get caught up a little bit, just a little bit. Brooklyn says not enough alcohol. I'm still aware. Walter Bukarevich still wondering what's all the barricade fencing at the White House at that what evil thing is next. I just saw I just saw a little clip about that. So I don't know. Yeah, what's going on at the White House? There was something like that about the barricades and stuff. Sammy Carter says, "Evening from London." Hey, Sammy Carter, good to see you. Thanks for coming back in the chat room here. Sammy Carter says, "Evening from London. Keep up the resistance. Do not let this evil administration take away the 4th of July celebrations from you. It's what they want: control, cruelty, and corruption. Absolutely. We will not let them take it away. We will show them who the real patriots are." Kimchi says lightning is literally crashing now. Kind of freaky ass tropical storm. Well, be careful out there. Don't get struck by lightning when you're feeding your crows. Jolie says, "Drink, drink, drink, Brooklyn." MJ Daniel from up there in Washington State says, "Going to be painful. Get ready in whatever way you can, and never let the world forget who is responsible." Exactly. Absolutely. This is all created by Trump and his goons and his billionaire donors and backers. Brooklyn says, "Where's Josh? I miss Josh." I thought Josh. There's Josh. I see Josh down here. Says Josh says, Brooklyn, what is the drink of choice this afternoon? Olga Martinez says, "Hey, the power and boom of lightning strikes. Wow, so sharp or echoing near and far. Ground and peace lightning." Floyd Price says, "I think I got it figured out. I'm going to eat something. I don't know what that emoji is. And play my guitar for 3.5 years." Yeah, I guess, find something that brings you joy and enjoyment, you know. Jen up the base is here, says Kimchi. Well, thank you. Don't mind if I do. Hey, Jen up the base, good to see you. Thanks for joining us in the driver's lounge. Barbara Nicholas is here. Good to see Barbara. Barbara says he's pitting us against our own countrymen. Yeah. Let's let's just stand up for what is right and be true to ourselves. Roxanne Epstein says, "Happy Canada Day. Thinking of Joni Mitchell's Case of You song, and I could drink a case of you, darling, and still I'd be on my feet. I'd still be on my feet. Love you, Canada." Not sure if I've ever heard that song before. I did not try to sing in any tune because I don't know the tune. Brooklyn's drink today it says it is a premixed Kettle One espresso martini. Sounds interesting. Kimchi, In Vogue, The Fray, Collective Soul, Green Day, and others. I like The Fray and Collective Soul and Green Day. In Vogue, they're all right. Sammy Carter, Kimchi, the UK has your back, not Mango Mussolini. Damon Dog says the Senate and the House GOP are fighting over who can screw up the most. Brooklyn says, "I drank the whole thing, but I still know where I am. Disappointed." Just be careful, all right? Just be careful. Don't overdo it now. Give it time. It might be taking its time to kick in. I'm just skipping down a little bit. because I know I'm really behind in the chat. Josh is having a Labatt Blue. Labatt's beer, Labatt. Is that how you say? I think you say Labatt, not Labatt. Labatt. Canadian beer, I guess. I don't know. Sammy Carter, bill passed the Senate thanks to dipshit Vance. Well, of course he was going to do that. I mean, if Vance had voted no on that would be one hell of a story, right? Could you imagine that if Vance voted no? Oh my God! I think Trump would have pulled out his gun and shot him right there in Fifth Avenue or something. Floyd Price, no pun intended, says the price is on the fireworks have tripled this year. Thanks, Trump. AM says, I think the big beautiful bill will take effect January 2026. Yeah, I don't know. We got to get to the bottom of that. I'm hearing all these different dates and times, and years. Peter Chancel says, Roxanne Epstein, remember the Guess Who song American Woman? I left Montana to play hockey in Alberta when Reagan was POTUS. Married a Canadian, still vote here from the consulate. Sandy Foltz, let's keep our fingers and toes crossed so Sugar John gets the apartment he wants. Thank you, Sandy. Yeah, let's keep those fingers and toes crossed. Josh says, I used to love doing fireworks in my backyard, but my dog really doesn't like that, and I have better use for the money. Yeah, it can get a little pricey. Yeah, and the poor doggies, they really don't like it. And probably cats, too. And maybe even other animals. I don't know. Floyd Price says, I hope the neighbors can afford fireworks, and me and my wife will sit on the deck and watch all the neighbors' fireworks. It'll all be good. Sandy Foltz, let's have a barbecue on 4th of July. Yeah, that sounds nice. That does sound nice. The good old days when we could just have a nice barbecue, light off some fireworks, have a couple beers, call it a night. Those are the good old days. Hey, Jim Larson's here. Hey, Jim, good to see you. I don't know if I've seen Jim Larson in here before, so welcome to the Driver's Lounge. As per always, make sure you like, subscribe, and share if you would. Jim Larson says, hi, man, how are you doing? Well, I'm doing okay. How are you doing? How you doing? Thanks, Jim Larson, for asking, and thanks for being here. Kim Shee, I forgot also Lenny Kravitz. I like Lenny Kravitz. The only one so far is In Vogue. I'm kind of, J. Daniel says the Republican Party is entirely morally bankrupt and evil. I second that motion. I second that. 007, the Troll Slayer's here. Hello, Kevin. 007, Kevin. Thanks for joining us. Good to see you. Steve Bazin is here. Another new name, so thanks for being here. Welcome to the Driver's Lounge. Says, to all the over-the-road drivers that can't find a safe place to sleep tonight, wish America could be kinder to you. Now, I haven't been on the road for about, has it been 3 years now? Going on 3 years or 2.5 years? Is it getting harder to find a safe place to park or to sleep? Because I guess I'm kind of out of the loop. I mean, I always seemed like I always was able to find reasonably safe places to park and sleep. But you know, it is a concern. Safety is a concern, that's for sure. Brooklyn says TJ is trying to keep the show together despite all our drunk and high conversations. That's how you guys are doing good. WW's here. Youngling or Yingling? I don't know what you're talking about. But hi, W. WW coming in probably high already. WW definitely high. WW says, "Hey Jolie, beware! I'm just off the phone with a lady who drives me insane. Would you believe that? Would you believe that?" Josh says, "Did you see that effer Vance smiling every time he cast the deciding vote?" I didn't see it, but I can only imagine, and it's probably not good. Brooklyn HJU, 99-cent super sticker. Thank you, Brooklyn. Yippee! With an upside down smiley face. So I don't know if that's a sign of distress or not, but hang in there, Brooklyn. Hang in there. Come on, you can do it. WW says, "Please, dear Lord, give John an affordable, safe apartment." Thank you, WW. That's a nice little, I guess, a prayer. Oh, that's nice. Marie Jane Greco is here. Says, "Bill passed the Senate. Now it goes back to Congress. Now is the time to make some phone calls." Yeah, absolutely. Make those phone calls. Call your House reps and tell them no on that awful bill. That big, awful bill. Bab. MJ Daniel says, "We are not far from the Nisqually tribe, and it sounds like a war zone every fourth." I know. I've been in some places where it's like a war zone, and then afterwards, people just leave their fireworks all laying around, their spent ones just laying around in the street, and it looks like a war-torn street. Damon Dog, I told Elon to put his money where his mouth is and threatened the primary enough to kill the bill. Well, he's been doing that. So that must have been you, Damon Dog, that told him to do that, because he has been saying that. Yeah. So thank you, Damon. Thanks for lighting a fire under Musk's butt. Oh, and Damon says he liked my post, so I'm fully going to give Damon Dog credit for that. If Musk goes out and starts primarying all these Republicans, this would be thanks to Damon Dog, the big dog. MJ Daniel says the Republicans will argue back and forth a bit, put on a good show, then do as they have been told and pass the bill. They truly do not give a fuck about Americans. How many do we need to come over to our side? It's not very many, right? Like 3 or something? I hope we can get enough to block this gosh darn thing. Damon Dog says, "Every trucker I ever knew had guns. It would be really stupid to mess with a sleeping trucker." I never had a gun, truth be told. I guess I can say it now since I'm not driving. I never had a gun, but I always had my big tire thumper next to me and a knife under my pillow, a big ass, like, kind of like Rambo knife. I know, bringing a club and a knife to a gunfight might not be a good idea. But, if anyone tried to break into those trucks, I would wake up. Anytime anything would hit the truck, or I would wake up. I mean, you hear every little noise. So I always figured I would have enough time if someone was trying to break into my truck. I would have enough time to wake up and either grab my club or my knife or both. And fortunately, I never had any incidences like that. Steve Basin says total truck parking spaces 313,000, estimated shortage 40,000. I do notice sometimes in some places finding a place it could be challenging. That's for sure. Mad Mac, the orange felon, is now talking about deporting Elmo because he doesn't like him telling the truth about him. Hey, fight, fight, fight. Right? Let him fight. Let him fight, man. Peter Chancel, the midterms start now. Absolutely. Absolutely. Steve Bazin says states with critical truck parking shortages: Florida, Texas, California, and Pennsylvania. That sounds about right, I guess. Yeah. Mad Max, some companies forbid drivers. Yeah, everything I worked for, you weren't allowed to carry. So if you were carrying, it was illegal, or it was against your company policy. And even as an independent contractor, since I wasn't an actual owner operator, as an IC, I wasn't allowed either. Although I did think about breaking that rule and keeping one, but and then you have to keep it really well hidden, because if you do get an onboard inspection, which you could get from DOT, I mean, I've even had certain places where I went in that were like military bases, and they did do. You had to disclose if you had any weapons, and they also went into your cab and did an inspection and looked through your stuff. So, I mean, in that case, if you had a weapon, I think you could declare it, and I think they would take it and put it and lock it away for you while you went in to do your delivery, and then when you came back out, you would get your weapon back. But you have to disclose those things. And I remember I forgot to tell him about the knife. I forgot because I didn't have any guns, and I was asked if you had any guns or whatever, and I said no, and I think it said or any weapons, and I had that knife, and I forgot to tell him about it, and I remember he went in to search my truck, and I was standing, I think, right outside the cab of the truck, and then I remembered about the knife, and I was just like, oh my God, if he finds that knife, he's gonna think I lied, and it's gonna be an issue. But apparently, the knife, because I used to have it like under my pillow, but I think the knife had fallen in between. It fell in between the mattress and the wall or something. And because I saw him, like, he was opening shelves and he was looking through stuff, looking through cabinets, all this stuff, and I think he lifted up the mattress at one point, but for some reason the knife had fallen in between the sort of like the little bed frame and the wall of the side wall of the cab, the sleeper cab, and so he didn't see it. And so he came out and he goes, "Okay, you're good." And I was just like, "Whew," because I didn't want him to think I was lying and trying to hide something, and I thought that would have been a whole issue. Fortunately, he didn't find it. I'm not even sure. I mean, if that would have been an issue or not. I mean, I could have said, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Sorry about that." It probably would have been okay or no big deal. But at the time, I was kind of worried, like, "Oh no, this guy's going to think I was lying or something." And and people like that, security, and that was like a military security guy. They don't like to be lied to. Cops don't like to be lied to. They think you're hiding something more than. Josh, get a Rottweiler to ride with you. Yeah, That would be a good thing. Um, Brooklyn, can I sleep with a trucker? Sure, I guess. Um, David Windler, we only need 4 Republicans. Why not give them $10 million apiece? So we need 4 to come over. Yeah, they like money. Yeah, shovel some money over to them. Steve Bazin with some more truck parking info. ATA national truck parking shortage, a growing safety concern for all motorists. Perhaps the thought process is by the companies and by the industry is that eventually it's all going to be automated driving, automated trucks, and they won't have to worry about drivers finding places to sleep because they'll just run the trucks 24/7 or something. I don't know. Sadly. Roger Dodger says audio is fine. Ignore the people with distracting comments. Go, John. Thank you, Roger Dodger, by the way. Not sure if I've seen you before, so thank you for being here. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Let's get us to 6 million subscribers. Thank you, Roger Dodger. Roger Dodger. Roger that, Roger Dodger. Steve Bazin, I never carried a bullet launcher, 3.5 million miles OTR reefer, former infantry. Roger Dodger video is also fine. It's at their end. Well, I do know sometimes we do buffer and freeze up a little bit, but hopefully it's not too bad. It doesn't seem to be too bad today. Some days is worse than others, but WW, he was coming into your home. You talking about my truck or something? Brooklyn, when does the show start? Yeah, really, when does the show start? That's a good question. Steve Bazin says, I only got hit by a sniper one time, Portland, Oregon, 205 bridge shot out air tank. Cops did not care. Wow. So you got hit by someone shot at your truck and they hit the air tank. Wow, that's pretty scary, Steve. There was one time when I thought I got shot. I've told this story before, but where was I? God, now I can't remember where the fuck I was at. It might have been Idaho, or it might have, I don't know, it was somewhere. God, I hate it when I can't remember that kind of stuff. But anyhow, I was going down this highway, and it was kind of mountains, and there was a mountain. And it was all kind of foresty, so I couldn't really see. But I think there was either a rock quarry or some sort of operation that was kind of up on the mountain, kind of far away, that you really couldn't see because there was a lot of forest in the way. But it was really far away, and so I'm thinking it must have been a rock from that quarry because I was traveling, this direction, the rock quarry or whatever. I'm not sure. I don't even know if it was a rock quarry. I don't know what it was. But I know there was some kind of operation up in this mountain, and I'm traveling this way, and I'm just driving along, and then all of a sudden, and see, I was driving a truck that had like a little wing window, I think. Yeah, I think it had like a wing window, and all of a sudden, or was it the? Yeah, it was. I think it was just the wing window, I think. And then all of a sudden, it just blows out, and I'm driving along. It kind of scared the shit out of me. But I keep going, and I'm looking, and there was no trucks ahead of me. There was nothing. There was nothing close by. Like I said, there was something way up on the mountain, and all I can think is maybe a rock came down off that mountain, and got enough momentum going that it hit that window like a bullet. Because I don't think I ever did find the rock, so I don't know what it was. But I'm assuming it was a rock. But my first thought was that I felt like someone shot at me. That's what it seemed like. And then I was thinking maybe someone had a slingshot. Maybe it wasn't a gun. Maybe it was a slingshot. But whatever it was, it just shattered that window. and it's, it scared the shit out of me. And then there was I remember there was a way station a few miles up, and I had to go through the way station. And as I was going over the scales, I scaled out, everything was fine there, but the scale operator, or whatever she was, she saw the window all shattered, and so she made me pull in, and she goes, "What happened?" And I explained to her, and then she said, "Well, you can't drive like that with that window like that, because it was all, even though it was just the wing window." So I said, "Well, can I just, I've got some cardboard. Can I just cardboard and just like duct tape some cardboard to it?" And she said, "Yeah." So I found, I had some, I don't know, some cereal boxes or something, and I just sort of cut it out and duct taped this cardboard to it. And she said, "Yeah, that's good enough for now. Just make sure you go get it fixed." And I was like, "Okay." And I went on my way. But I always felt like I had been shot at. But like I say, it was probably just a rock that somehow got kicked down off that mountain. Because I had that happen. That was that one, and then there was another time when I know for sure it was a rock. It was just a few years ago. I remember this one. I even made a video about it because I had my dash cam then at that time, and it was, the dash cam shoots outward and it also is doing inward at the same time. And so I had a video of it where you can see the point of impact. It was Highway 138 in California, almost going into the Antelope Valley. I was going east. This rock hauler truck was going west, and he had like sort of like a double trailer of rocks, and it was like open on the top, not covered or anything. I'm going this way, he's going that way, and I guess just as he passed me, I guess one of the rocks fell out of his. I think it was bounced out of the truck. I think what happened is it got into the tire. The tire, it just spun out of those tires, and it just shot right into the window, not the wing window this time, the main window of the driver's side door, and it hit that window and just completely shattered the window. All the glass went flying into my face and all over me, all over the cab, and that was scary. And I do have a video of that. When that happened, it was anyhow. But I wasn't being shot at. Those were just, well, the first one, I felt like I was being shot at. I don't know if I was. That, like I said, it was probably just a rock. I couldn't find the rock, or I don't think I found any bullet casing, or that would be a casing, but any lead, or I didn't find anything. It was probably a rock. I don't know. The second one for sure was a rock, but man, it had the impact, and I was just lucky that I didn't get hurt or wreck or anything like that. So there's hazards out there, whether they're like assholes shooting at you or whatever, or just rocks and stuff. There's all kinds of hazards out there on the road, and you got to be careful. You got to be careful. I'm just skipping on down now. MJ Daniel says, daughter of one of our mom's friend is a firefighter for the Forest Service and had some nut pull a gun on them in eastern Washington a couple years ago. That's scary. I don't know I wonder if Jolie, if you could find a link to that one video. There's a video. I don't know if I put a name on it or not, about when the rock hit that window. I don't remember what I titled it. It's kind of interesting if you want to just see something. You can actually see that when something happened, something like that happened. I actually have it on video. Brooklyn says, I hit a guy's air tank once. I hope he's okay. How did you hit a guy's air tank? Steve Mason says, laughing out loud, old timer used to talk about Highway 212, Hardin, Montana to Belle Fourche, South Dakota through Cheyenne Indian Reservation. Flatbed lumber would get hit by arrows. Oh, wow. That's kind of crazy. Brooklyn SJU says, a rock hit my windshield on the Garden State Parkway. Felt like an explosion. Well, in the video that I have, I might go look for it, see if I can post it. It wasn't like an explosion, man. Let's see. I wonder if I could find it. It's probably... I don't know. Oh, I bet you it might be in here. I don't see it in this one, in this playlist. I wonder why I don't have it in this playlist. I have a playlist called Nexar Dashcam. Maybe it's in Trucking Travels. Let's see here. Why is it not scrolling? Why does it not scroll? Why can I not scroll? I don't know. I don't know why it won't let me scroll down this one list. Oh, there we go. Let me just see real quick if it's in here. It might be interesting if anyone's... Oh, here it is. Windows Suddenly Explodes is the name of it. So let's see here. Here's a link. If anyone wants to check it out. I think that's the right one. Let's see. Yeah, so if you want to see like an actual something actually happen, like in real time, you'll see the window just shatters as I'm driving. Really a kind of a scary moment. Brooklyn says Sabaret hot dogs, leftover parts, yummy. I don't know what that is, but now I want a hot dog. I do like barbecue hot dogs. Boy, it is really getting overcast today. Is it still 100? It's 102, but very overcast. I mean, it looks like it might rain or something, but you never know. Sometimes we do get, monsoonal, but I didn't see it in the forecast. But it might rain today. Is my mic still on? Yeah, there it is. So how are you guys doing? I was looking for that link, and I kind of ignored you guys for a minute there. Non-Houston 2 says the country is truly rotten from the inside. We may have to rot to the core before democracy blossoms again. Until then, it's a 3.5 year rot. God help us. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I know a lot of us are pinning a lot of our hopes on 2026, and even that's still a year away. And then the elections are held, and then the new Congress won't be seated until, that new Congress, or until 2027. So yeah, we've got rough times ahead of us, that's for sure. But hopefully, if we just stick together, we can help each other get through it. Let's continue with the marches, I think, and let's continue contacting our elected representatives. Let them know what we think, what we feel, how we feel, and let's just keep at it. Let's not give up. I'm not willing to give up just yet. Damon Dog says, Aaron, Google Photos. It's really good. I like Frank Courier brand the best. Nieces makes a good one too. I like mine sliced thin and deep fried. What are we talking about? That doesn't sound like a hot dog. Steve Bain says, I'm retired now. I take care of my mother in my house. She don't even know the big beautiful bill is giving her the boot at 83. Oh man, that's going to be so tough. Balbaro says, hot dogs, lips, assholes, nodes, pancreas. As a sausage maker, I know what's in them. Paul Burrows, please don't ruin it for me. Well, you know what? Maybe all that shit sounds gross, but when they make it into a well, is a hot dog a sausage? I don't know. You stick that on the grill, you grill it up, put it in a bun, slap some mustard on it. Hey man, tastes good. It tastes good. I don't need to know all that shit that's in it. Robert Perez says, I don't want to panic, but my hair is on fire. Laughing out loud. Well, stop, drop, and cover. David Dog, never read the ingredients. Yeah. Don't do it. Just enjoy it. Just grill it. Get those grill marks on there. Slap that baby on a nice bun. Slather some mustard on it. And just enjoy. Wash it down with a cold beverage of your choice. Brooklyn SJU says Sabotet is sold on the street. Oh. Saboret. AM is 4 p.m. in New Jersey, and the skies just got dark. Yeah, it's 101 here, and we are really overcast. Damon Dog, liver mush is like scrapple. Brooklyn just say, did you ignore us? I wasn't paying attention. It sounds like you were ignoring me. I was telling my truck stories about my windows being blown out right in my face, and you guys ignored me. I even put a link in there for you guys to go check out the video. Steven Sayers, stop, drop, and roll. Wait. Yeah, are you supposed to roll? Yeah, roll on the ground, I guess. Yeah. What did I say? Stop, drop, and cover? I said cover, didn't I? Steve Bezos says, to all the U.S. Army enlisted that marched out of step, thank you, America got your message. Yeah, that was pretty awesome, Steve. I agree. Thank you to those guys. They were not happy. They're showing in the best way they could how unhappy they are with this administration. And so, yeah, that was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty cool. Um, I don't have any plans for Thanksgiving. I mean, for Thanksgiving, 4th of July. I'm just going to be here, probably just working and driving. My big thing this month, my daughter's getting married towards the end of the month, so I'm gearing up for that to make my way down in California, and be there for my daughter's wedding. So that's the big thing for me this month. 4th of July, I'll probably just be working, driving the cab. I've worked the last few 4th of Julys anyhow, with rideshare. So, Josh, hot dog chat. So TJ post a link. Laughing out loud. The link. Get it? Link. I don't think of a hot dog as being a link, but whatever. David Dog, I will watch the Gorman, California vid window implosion. Yeah, that was it. That was right out of Gorman. It wasn't actually in Gorman, but it was just east of Gorman, about 20 miles probably, where that happened. David Dog, yay marriage. Who got married? Who got married? I missed who got married. Oh, my daughter. Okay, look, I don't know why I just talked about my daughter, and I was trying to think of in the chat who you were talking about. Yes, I know. Keep up, John. Keep up. I guess I'd already moved off the subject, and I'm embarrassed now. Yeah, my daughter. Yes. Thank you for saying you're married. She's going to get married. So now my son's already married, and now my daughter's getting married, and it's hard to believe my little kids aren't little kids anymore. They're starting their own families and stuff. Hello, McFly. Yeah. Mad Mac. Non-user says, just made a fresh blueberry cobbler. I found wild blueberries back in the forest on a slope. Well, that sounds good. AM, congrats on your daughter's nuptials. Yeah, that's going to be later on in about 3 weeks or so. So yeah, that's my thing for July. So for now, I'm just going to be here. I'm just trying to get this apartment approved, and so I can move and get out of here, and that's going to be taking up all my time, until the wedding. MJ Daniel, wait, I have a daughter? That's not what I meant. That's not, whatever. Brooklyn, a wonderful, a wedding. Yeah, we're going to have a wedding. My daughter's going to have a wedding, and I'm going to be there, and I'm going to give her away. And she already said that I have to do a speech to start the wedding. She wants me to do the speech, so now I got to do a speech. And then we were picking out the song that she wants us to dance to. We have to do. So I was helping her to do that. She was sending me little clips of these songs and stuff. So it's going to be a cool day. It's going to be a cool day. And Mac, the bride's father has to pay for the wedding. No, he doesn't, because he's not. Unfortunately, I would if I could. And my daughter's like, I've told her, look, I'm sorry, I'm going some really bad times right now, financially. And she said, I understand. All I want is for you to be there. That's all I want. So I'm gonna make damn sure I'm there. Steve Bezos says they do it right in Germany. Walk 1 block to beer and bratwurst, and walk 1 block to same times 10. That sounds nice. Josh says you'll definitely have to wear a collared shirt. Yes, absolutely. Brooklyn SAU, Steve Basin. I'm from Mill Basin. Mad Mac, that's really cool of your, daughter. I figured that one out that time. You know what I mean? Anyhow, guys, thanks for being here. You guys were awesome. We're just about done with the show. I probably should be stopping here. One, because the battery might be getting low on my phone, and number two, I do have stuff I got to do with regards to. I want to, check into the apartment again, the caseworker, and then I'm going to get ready for work because I'm going to make sure I get to work today at a decent hour and get some hours in. I got to keep going. I got to keep working. Got to pay for that rent. Joey's got the PayPal account there. There you go. Thanks, Julie. Mad Max says that's the cool way to say daughter. Dot. I figured you'd be cool too. Dot. Well, yeah, that's the cool way. Either that or I just think of Department of Transportation. But Diane Russell's here. Hey, Diane. Just as we're about ready to end the show, Diane comes. I know Diane's always on. Is it Nicole? Nicole Sandler. I think we kind of overlap that show. A lot of great shows on at the same time, right? So thanks for being here. Thanks for those that came here, for choosing to hang out over here for a bit. AM says, I just saw your video, TJ. Oh, my God. Thank God you did not run off the road. Yeah. Yeah, good thing. You see how cool I kept? I kept cool, didn't I? Brooklyn says, grandchildren are great. Too bad you have to suffer through raising your kids. That's so good. That's funny. Don O'Leary is here. Hey, Don. Hey, thanks for coming on in as we're just about ready to end the show, but better late than never. And I appreciate you being here. Paul Sharkey Manion's here. Hope it goes well, TJ. Adios, truckers. Damon Dog, good luck on the apartment. Stay safe on the road. Thank you, Damon. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are awesome. We got 3/5 of the way to the goal. We almost made the goal today, but thank you for everyone who did participate in that. We can go over to, there's a little thing here. I can go to fan funding and just say thanks to everybody. Left-Handed Jedi, again, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Yippee. Marsha with a $2 super chat. Yippee. Sandy Foltz, a $1.99 super sticker. Yippee. Marsha with another $2 super chat. Yippee. And Damon Dog with a $4.99 super chat. Yippee. And Brooklyn coming in with a 99-cent super sticker. Yippee. You guys, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Thank you to everyone who has watched the show and who subscribes and who's hit that thumbs up. We did operate at a pretty good surplus, about a 2-to-1 surplus in our thumbs ups to people watching. So that's pretty awesome. And let's get to 6 million subscribers. Let's do this. All right, guys. You guys are awesome. Diane Russell, time to give TJ a thumbs up. Yeah, you just got here in time for that. Thanks for that thumbs up and all that stuff. I'll say today's Tuesday. So tomorrow, let's plan on meeting back again here around 11-ish. You know me, I'm very big on the ish. I guess tomorrow will be kind of like a Hal Sparks after show hangout in a way, because I think we'll be coming on right after Hal Sparks. Tomorrow at 11. Maybe I'll have some news about the apartment by then. Hopefully it'll be good news. And hopefully we'll have more updates on what's happening with this with the bill and what the House is doing and all of that. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thanks for all the new faces, for being here, new names, new faces, and for all the old timers for coming out here and keeping us going and keeping the show going and growing. Just think, just a few years ago, we just had 5 or 6 people coming in, just a handful of subscribers, and now look at us. Now look at us. All right, guys. Thanks so much. You guys are awesome. Thank you to Jolie and to Aaron for modding and helping me out. And thanks again for everyone for all you do. So let's just go ahead though before we leave. Always a tradition. Trucker John's words of wisdom. Get down and get your pad, something to write with. Write this down. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Today's words of wisdom are as follows.
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes, but if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I tried to kid. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle a skid. But doing this live stream, baby, has been a real kick. So I hope to see y'all again right here on the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream, this is where we win, right here on the Trucker John live stream. No, this time to say goodbye, the show is coming in. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Trucker John, on the road he rides, live streaming all through the nights. From politics to pop culture he speaks, no topic is off limits, nothing is weak. From Vegas to the highways, he'll never tire, shouting about food, talking about desire. He's the rebel of the asphalt, the king of the night, with a microphone in his hand, he's ready to ignite. Freedom is his fuel, passion in his soul. Gotta express himself, gotta take control. Moving through the country, keeping it real, no filter, no holding back, nothing to conceal. Rolling down the highway in my rusty old rig. I'm a retired trucker, but my spirit's still big. Living in Vegas, where the lights never sleep. Broadcasting my thoughts for the world to keep. From politics to pop culture, I've got it all. Sharing my views, no matter for free.